Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Pastor Bob with another daily Bible reading insight. Today is day 242, and that means we are in Psalms 145 through 147 and 1 Corinthians in the middle of chapter 11, 2 through 16. I want to read some important words for you from 1 Corinthians 2 through 16. So this is what Paul says. I'm going to give you an insight into a very controversial command that Paul says. Let's see. He says, a man dishonors his head if he covers his head while praying or prophesying. Okay. No hats in church, fellas. But a woman dishonors her head if she prays or prophesies without a covering on her head. For this is the same as shaving her head. Yes, if she refuses to wear a head covering, she should cut off all of her hair. But, you're like, whoa, Paul, easy. But he catches himself. Since it is shameful for a woman to have her hair cut or her head shaved, she should wear a covering. Now, we read this and we think Paul is old-fashioned. Paul is conservative. Paul is misogynistic. He is favoring men over women. Whatever bad things that you want to think about Paul, or normally the modern person would think unfavorably. However, I want to give you a different take. At that time, women who were virtuous, women who had good standing in society, women who were thought highly of, covered their heads. It was the proper thing to do. They covered their heads in the synagogues. Women who had a bad reputation, women who were from the other side of the tracks, women who may have done things in the past that had dishonored themselves, weren't allowed to wear a covering. And so all of a sudden in the synagogues, you had this class structure. You had proper women and you had improper women. Some theologians suggest that by Paul commanding all women must wear a head covering, he was giving grace to those women who were not seen as righteous. He was giving grace. He was giving protection. He was lifting up the marginalized. Is it possible that Paul's commands, when given in context, we always have to look at the context of the Bible. We cannot just pull commands out of that time and plop them in our time. Is it possible, given the context of Paul's church and Paul's synagogue, that the covering of heads for women was meant to be graceful and kind and loving? Just a thought. Cover up those heads, women, if that's your desire, and men, no more hats. Pastor Bob with another Daily Bible Reading Insight. We'll see you tomorrow.